Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Wednesday, March the 27th. We just got a 5-game NBA slate for Wednesday, but I'm still going to go through each position, talk about some of the guys that I like on this 5-game slate. We will work our way through the player pool. And of course, I'll give my 5 plays for DraftKings and 5 plays for Yahoo. These are 5 players that I specifically like for each site. Before we do get started though, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, so that way you won't miss out on any of my new uploads. So starting off at point guard today, we got Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, the 2 top options at this position. It feels weird to say, but I would much rather play Damian Lillard for only $200 less than Westbrook. Even though Lillard is almost as expensive as Westbrook, Lillard's numbers this year with McCollum and Nurkic off the floor just absolutely insane. I looked it up before I started recording the video. So far this year with those 2 guys off the floor, he has like a 41% usage rate and averages like 1.5 points per minute. It's just a great spot for Damian Lillard. He's just going to have to do so much now with no McCollum and no Nurkic. And plus, it's a great matchup with the Bulls. Russell Westbrook, although he is a great fantasy option on a nightly basis, he does have a very tough matchup here against the Pacers. So I would much rather play Damian Lillard today. Lillard's the guy that I'm really trying to spend up for. I feel like if this game is competitive, which obviously there are some concerns, but since Portland's so thin right now, I think there's a chance it could probably stay competitive because Portland doesn't really have a bunch of offensive scoring besides Damian Lillard. So there's a chance this game is close and Lillard plays like 36 to 38 minutes. Easily could give us 60 DraftKings points here. Really like him at 10,300 on DraftKings. And on Yahoo, I also like him over here as well. 47, whereas Westbrook's 52. Would still prefer to play Lillard for cheaper. Lillard looks like a top option today. And then Devin Booker, another guy that I really like. Definitely like him on Yahoo at shooting guard. He's 43 over here. Right now, there looks like there's going to be a lot of good value at center with Enes Kanter and Thomas Bryant, who are both very cheap on Yahoo. And then we got the Bulls guards again, who are still cheap. Shaq Harrison's still cheap. Ryan Arcidiacono still cheap. Those are some value plays you could look to on Yahoo. So it's pretty easy to pay up for shooting guard over here. Definitely like paying up for Devin Booker at shooting guard on Yahoo. On DraftKings, if you want to go away from Booker, I think that does make sense, but it's still, I do like him today. Just with how the positions shake out, though, like there's guys at shooting guard you could play. Like you got the value in Arcidiacono. I think Seth Curry could be a good value you could potentially look to. Even if you want to go to someone like Donovan Mitchell at 7,900 or Satoransky against the Suns, maybe Joe Ingles against the Lakers, you definitely don't have to play Booker on DraftKings. Much rather would play him on Yahoo since you obviously have to play at least one shooting guard, and he looks like probably the top shooting guard that you want to play over there. There's a lot of injuries we're going to have to watch at this position. Zach LaVine was out Tuesday. I imagine he's out again. Chris Dunn was out Tuesday, and I imagine he's out again as well. But those are some guys we're going to have to pay attention to. Mike Conley's questionable. That's a big injury we're going to have to watch. If Conley plays, don't mind going to him at 7,400 in a matchup with the Warriors. If he's out, we know the guys that are going to benefit. DeLon Wright, Tyler Dorsey will both benefit if Conley is out. So those are guys we could potentially look to. Wright's 5,600, Dorsey's 4,500. Both those guys will become really good plays. Ricky Rubio at 5,600 against the Lakers, I do like quite a bit. I think he is a really good play here. Rubio's kind of, lately at least, been very inconsistent. On Yahoo, I think Rubio's a good play as well, but there is some value we're going to talk about. But like I said, Rubio's been a little inconsistent lately. The minutes have been down, but that's due to blowout. Like against Phoenix, they won that game by 33 points. Rubio only played 27 minutes. Against the Bulls, won that game by 30 points. Rubio only played 22 minutes. Close game against Atlanta, 27 minutes out of Rubio, 37 fantasy points. He's just been working his way back from injury, been getting healthier. Now he has a great spot against the Lakers, a game that can stay competitive in my opinion. I do really like Ricky Rubio on DraftKings. If you want to go away from him on Yahoo, you definitely can because you've got value here with Dorsey, Curry, Harrison, Arcidiacono. Those are cheap guys you could play. But where Rubio is 5,600 on DK, I think he is a really good option if you do want to play him at point guard. And then you got the potential Bulls value with Shaq Harrison at 4,900, Arcidiacono at 4,100. Both those guys are cheap plays you could look to. Blakeney as well, depending on the status of Porter, LaVine, and Dunn. If all 3 guys are out, then I think we can definitely go back to some of those Bulls value plays. But now moving on to shooting guard, At this position, my favorite option here, if I can pay up, is definitely Devin Booker. I would rather play Devin Booker over Bradley Beal. Booker's just playing huge minutes. His usage rate's through the roof right now. He looks like a really good play. Don't really need to go over that again. Joe Ingles at 5,800 I like quite a bit if you want to play him. But I would prefer DeLon Wright if Mike Conley is out. DeLon Wright at 5,600 looks really, really good if Conley sits. Troy Brown, even with Trevor Ariza starting on Tuesday, just got the news Ariza was starting. Troy Brown is still going to start as well. Ariza is going to start at the 4. Bobby Portis moving to the bench. So Troy Brown at 4,800, even though Ariza is healthy, is definitely a guy you could look to. And then you got the potential value with Tyler Dorsey, who would be really good. Say Conley's out, Seth Curry looks like a good value. I think Arcidiacono is a good value at shooting guard. Those are some cheap plays you could look to. Blakeney, Selden, depending on how the Bulls' injuries go, could be value plays. And now moving on to small forward. Don't really like the top of this position. LeBron is 10-1 against the Jazz, and I imagine that LeBron sits today. Since this is a back-to-back for the Lakers, he played Tuesday night, or he's going to play Tuesday night against the Wizards. I don't think LeBron's going to play any back-to-backs rest of season. So I imagine he rests today. Don't think he's going to play. Potentially that could open up value, but it is a tough matchup with the Jazz. I feel like there's better value, honestly, on this slate that we can look to. So even though LeBron's going to be out today, I don't feel like that makes a ton of Lakers very appealing, especially when you factor in the road matchup with the Jazz. And then Paul George at 9,900, I just don't have a lot of interest in. Tough matchup, and I would just rather play Damian Lillard for more salary. So Lillard's the guy that I want to. KD, not really interested in today. If you're going cheaper at small forward, the guys I want to go to are definitely for value. I probably won't be going to the mid-range. I like the value here with Troy Brown potentially. Shaq Harrison should be another good value. Maybe Bruno Caboclo. If Mike Conley's out, I don't mind going to him. He could be a value play. I guess you could look to a guy like Lance Stevenson or KCP if LeBron's out. But like I said, the Lakers are probably not going to be where I really want to go today. Just such a tough spot for them. But now let's go ahead and move on to power forward, talk about this position. So an injury here that we're going to need to watch is Lauri Markkanen. He got hurt Tuesday with an illness, or he didn't get hurt, but he got an illness on Tuesday. Questionable to return. I don't think he ever came back, which kind of sucks. I was playing him in a bunch of lineups. He was going really good. He had like 30 DraftKings points after like 15 minutes, and then he was questionable with an illness. So that definitely sucks. There's a chance Markkanen sits today, which would just open up even more value from the Bulls. Bulls could potentially be down 4 of their 5 starters here, so that could make some value, or that could make the Bulls interesting again for value plays. Markkanen, though, if he's able to go and Porter, Dunn, and Levine are all out again, then I would like Markkanen at 6,700. But right now he's questionable, so that's news we're going to have to wait and see on. Thomas Bryant at 6K, I really, really like today. He started at center again on Tuesday night. That game's about to start. It looks like he's going to start again on Wednesday. I would imagine he just continues to start. He looks like a great play on DK, even though they raised his price up to 6K. On DraftKings or on Yahoo, where he's $14 at center. He's probably going to be my highest owned player. It's hard to not play Thomas Bryant on Yahoo. He's just way too cheap. Even on DraftKings, it does feel a little bit too cheap, especially when you factor in the matchup with the Suns. Love me some Thomas Bryant today. I think Derek Favors as a lower owned pivot makes sense for 200 less. But I think I would prefer Bryant. Bryant, now that he's playing 35 to 36 minutes, starting at center, especially when you factor in this matchup with the Suns, just makes for a really good play in my eyes. So I like him quite a bit at power forward. But cheap plays, I don't really like any cheap plays here. Maybe Zach Collins. He should benefit a little bit from Nurkic being out. But I think the guy we really want to go to with Nurkic being out is Enes Kanter. We'll talk about him when we get to center. But let's go ahead and move on to center now. So at this position, there are some decent top options here. You have Rudy Gobert at 8,200 against the Lakers. Joe Val at 7,700 against the Warriors. I do like paying up for both of these guys, but the only reason I'm not going to include them in the core is because center just has so many good mid-range plays today. Probably the best play on the slate is Enes Kanter at 5K, and he's at center. You have Thomas Bryant, who looks like a really good center play. Even DeAndre Ayton in that mid-range at 6,800 would also be a really good center play. I like him quite a bit, so don't feel like I have to pay up, but I do like these guys. I'm going to have some exposure, but they're not going to be my highest owned centers. I expect Kanter is my highest owned center. I expect Bryant to be pretty popular in my lineups. I expect Ayton to carry a decent amount of exposure in my lineups. So won't be including any of the top plays or the top options in my core. DeAndre Ayton's going to be in my core for sure. 6,800 against the Wizards. Love this spot for him. Great defensive matchup. The Wizards have struggled all year to defend bigs. They're very bad at rebounding. Ayton went off earlier this year against the Wizards. This was a game that went to like triple overtime, and guys like Bryant, Booker, Ayton, Bradley Beal, these guys had like monster games. This game by far is the most appealing game to target on the slate. Has a 231 total as I'm recording this video, so you're definitely going to want some exposure to the Suns-Wizards game. I like Ayton from the Suns side. I like Booker from the Suns side. Bryant looks like a great play from the Wizards. Definitely want to target just as many players as I can from that game. So, love DeAndre Ayton at 6,800. I like the discount you get if you go down from Gobert to him or J-Val to him. I still think J-Val's pretty appealing, though, at 7,700, especially if Conley sits. J-Val, going to get a high usage rate. Should be able to rack up a ton of rebounds, pace up spot against the Warriors. Also, with Boogie out there, they're going to need J-Val out there to defend him. It's just, the only thing I worry about is if this game blows out. But if Conley's out, if Noah's out, J-Val's going to have to play 30-plus minutes. So at 7,700, he would still be appealing in my eyes. But now we do want to talk about Enes Kanter. 5K on DraftKings, very cheap on Yahoo as well, $15. He's going to be one of the top plays on the slate today. With Jusuf Nurkic done for the season, I imagine Enes Kanter is going to start at center for the Trailblazers rest of season. I imagine he's going to play probably about 30 minutes a night. He's probably just going to take over the Nurkic role and play about 30 minutes a night. And 5K for Enes Kanter if he's going to play 30 minutes, especially against the Bulls, is just way too cheap of a price tag. Kanter's a very productive player. Him and Damian Lillard are going to be the two guys that really have to score here for Portland if they want to be able to win games down the stretch. So, love Kanter at 5K. Hard to not like him. He's going to be one of the most popular plays on the slate, if not the most popular. But still, just hard to not play him. He's going to be in a ton of my lineups. I expect he probably scores like 35, 40 points, 40 DraftKings points here, and that's just way too cheap for 5K. So, love me some Enes Kanter today. You definitely want to hop on him with no Nurkic. The minutes should be there, and I imagine he does start for Nurkic. But I think that is it for center. I guess you could go to Zach Collins at 4K, but like I said, Kanter's really the guy that I think is going to benefit from Nurkic being out. So before we do end the video, though, I want to go back to Yahoo. For my fifth play, skipped over Shaq Harrison. He is still dirt cheap on Yahoo, just $11. He is going to be in my Yahoo core. I do like him quite a bit at 11. I talked about him earlier on DraftKings at 4,900. You could definitely play him, but where he's 11 on Yahoo, close to the minimum, he looks great over there. Him and Arcidiacono are both close to minimum price. I think Dorsey's still very cheap as well, who would become a really good value if Conley's out. So that's the Yahoo plays for today. DraftKings plays are right here. So that is it for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully it helped you. If you enjoyed, make sure you click that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up down in the comment section below or on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight. Appreciate you watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.